Hello everyone. Today we are going to solve labs for path traversal attack available on Portswigger Academy. For the theory part, I highly recommend you to watch this complete guide video from Rana Khalil, which is freely available on our YouTube channel. I have already published a blog post on all the labs walkthrough on my Medium page. You can go and check it out. In gist, path traversal or directory traversal attack allows an attacker to read arbitrary file on server which they should not have access. So using this attack, we can access the files on the server we should not have access. For example, let's look at this website. Here file name parameter is used to load this 64.png image. If there is not any proper validation or sanitization, we can change this value to something like the secret.txt to access the secret.txt file. This is in theory part, but it's not easy to just grab out the secret.txt file, as we don't know the name of the files present in the current directory which this file name parameter is pulling out from. So we will be solving this labs 6 lab available in Portswigger to understand more about this path traversal attack. Okay, let's solve this first lab. This is very simple case. Just click the access the lab button and the lab should load up. Okay, so let's run the Bob suite. Make sure your Foxy proxy is on and start bot. Under target, under proxy and under HTTP history, make sure to click on this filter setting option and check this images and CSS option. Now move over to the lab and reload this page. If you can see, here's some of the requests, and just like I've said already, this file name parameter is used to load this 38.jpg file. So if you can see, let's go to the view detail, and if you open this image in new tab, you can see that this website is using this file name parameter to load 72.jpg. So what we can do is just change this image to something like 52. Okay, something like 52.jpg, and we can load this different image. This is simply a path traversal attack. So let's solve this lab. Right click any of this request and send this to repeater. So the aim of this lab is to retrieve the contents of etc password file. So we can do that by simply using etc pass. My typing is very bad, sorry for that. Okay, so we can retrieve the content of etc password using this. So what does this ../ do? Let me show you what this will do. If I can zoom, I cannot. Yes. Okay, so if I go to downloads folder and then I think yes, git dump. Okay, so my current directory is home, $/SEC, downloads and git dumper. Using this ../ I'm moving one directory up. So now my current directory is home, $SEC and downloads. I just moved one directory up. Now using this simultaneously, what I am doing is I am going to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 11 directory of. From here I will be going here, and there is no more directory up here, so we will be staying in this root directory, as you can see. So basically we are going into the main root directory, and then we are going to etc and then the password folder under etc directory. Once again sending this, we get the contents present in the password file. And if we view our lab, we can see we have successfully solved lab 1. Okay, under the second lab, file path traversal sequence blocked with absolute path bypass. Click on the access lab. The aim is same. Aim is to retrieve the content present in the etc password for file. I will close this and then go to proxy HTTP history. Let this reload again, and then capture any of these records, send this to repeater. What we can do is simply do what we did previously. Okay, but this time we are getting 400 bad request error. So what we can do is just bypass this traversal sequence block by providing absolute path. Instead of giving this dot slash, what we can do is we can give this absolute path of the passwd file, which loads the content present in the file. If you want to know about absolute and relative path, you can go over to my blog post, and yes, you can see this image explaining about absolute path and relative path. Okay, so with this we have successfully completed the lab number 2. On to the lab number 3. I can see which one it is. Okay, when click on access the lab, our aim is same as always, retrieving the content of etc password file. Go to proxy HTTP history, and then once the site is fully loaded, we can click on any of the requests, send this to repeater. Okay, so what we can try to do is we can just insert our payload 400 bad requests. We can try by providing the absolute path. Okay, it's still same error. So what can happen here is, if you look at the name, there is traversal sequence stripped non-recursively, which means that this there is some kind of filter which is stripping this traversal sequence. The filter is removing all this traversal sequence, leaving us only the etc password. So what we can do is we can simply extract this. Okay, I can add some. Okay, we can add simply add extract dot slash, so that the filter will remove this part, leaving us only this part. Okay, you can view. I think if I can show you. Okay, here is it. Yes. This filter is basically removing this dotted slash, leaving us else password. But if we add additional dotted slash in the middle, it will strip out this red part, leaving us to our perfectly working payload. So okay, adding dotted slash, and then remove this, copy, and then we should get our contents, which will solve the lab. Okay, yes, I think this or this. Yes, this. Okay, lab number 3 also successfully completed. Okay, so on to the next lab. Just click access this lab, which will load up this lab. Go to proxy, HTTP history, right click, send. Okay, I think I should reload this page to get the request. Okay, right click any of the request, send this repeater, and then what we can do is if I can get the payload, I think. No. Okay. So instead of doing dot slash and then it's the password, I can type. What we can do to bypass this traversal sequence stripping filter is by just URL encoding this 1 or 2 times. For example, we can just URL encode this /etc password into this format and then re-encode this, giving us this payload. Let's try this, and we get the content presence in the passwd folder file. On to the next lab. Let's close this. Click access the lab, go to proxy, HTTP history, wait for the lab to load. And I don't know what the hell is happening here. Okay, and then from the request, I'm not getting. Okay, reload this. Right click this, send to repeater, and I'm not seeing any content. Into repeater. I think something is missing. Okay, 200. Okay. So if you look at the lab, there is some kind of validation of startup path. For example, if we just provide something like 38 or 38.jpg, then it will not work. There is missing parameter file name. So what we can do is we can add our payload after this part www image. So this is basically validation of startup path. The server side is just validating this part. After this, we can provide dot slash and then etc slash password. As you can see, which completes the 5th lab. On to the last lab. Same as before, access the lab, proxy, HTTP request, wait for it to load. Yes, click on this, send to repeater, and here we go. So for this, we are validation of file extension. There is some kind of validation for this .jpg file. So for this validation, we can bypass by just providing Yes, by adding dot slash add slash pass wd, and if we send like this, then this will accept this request, but there is not pass wd.jpg file present in etc directory, so this will fail. You can see the difference between these two requests. So I think the answer is okay. We'll leave that. So what we can do to remove this part is we can add something called null character. So null character is nothing but %00, and if we send this, we get the contents present in the etc password file. So what this null character is doing is, whenever this server is fetching the contents from /etc password, and whenever see this null character, it will ignore everything behind this, so it will ignore .jpg file. So the server will view this as this etc/password, and it can load up this content inside the password file. And if we go to the lab, we have successfully completed the lab, and I don't think there is any more. So for the prevention of this path traversal attack, you can read this part, and if you want to know more about this, you can go to my Medium page to read the walkthrough. Also, you can read about write-ups on various ball hop machine, and consider following me